Welcome to the next session of our Suppliers Track, Digitalizing Processes with SupplierLink. Our goal for this session is to introduce you to the SupplierLink product offering, provide an overview of the available features, and explain why this product can have a significant positive impact on your company. As discussed, I'm your host, Brandon Chandler, Product Director for our supplier-focused products. Let's dive in. This session will consist of three areas of focus. First, a high-level overview of the core features of SupplierLink, followed by a highlighting of recent updates, and finally, a couple of advanced features that are now available. As you may know, our products are constantly evolving based on feedback from our users, so each product is continually getting better with time. SupplierLink is no exception, and I'm excited to tell you about what we've added in 2023 and what's planned for the near future. First, let's discuss the problem. Digital tickets and invoices represented a major improvement over paper processes. But without a streamlined way of getting data into OpenInvoice, manual entry of this data is tedious and time-consuming. For suppliers that only need to create a few invoices per month, manual entry can be a viable solution. However, if your company is processing more than a few invoices, manual entry quickly consumes a significant amount of time from your office staff. Saving a few minutes entering one invoice sounds nice, but saving a few minutes over hundreds or thousands of invoices week after week is significant. Investing in tools like SupplierLink to automate your workflows will pay you back again and again. As your company grows, the time and cost savings will continue to grow as well. This graphic explains the typical steps required for an oilfield service company from completing work to getting paid. Our data shows that this process takes over 30 days on average for most suppliers. Half of that time is related to generating a field ticket and getting it approved. The other half of the process is getting the invoice generated and submitted to your customer. Both parts of that workflow can now be automated with SupplierLink. And by automating the submission of field tickets and invoices, you can improve your business's cash flow and your relationship between you and your customer. For a typical oilfield service company, tracking customer payments and getting paid quickly is critical. Here we look at the process of submitting the required ticket and invoice documents to your customer, getting those documents approved, and receiving payment. We can split this workflow into two types of activities: those that you, the supplier, can directly impact, and those that you can only influence. The activity that you can directly impact is submitting the required documents to your customer, and you want to do that as quickly as possible with minimal errors. This leads to the ticket and invoice being approved sooner, and therefore faster payment. No matter how efficient you are at keying data in manually, choosing and verifying the necessary coding and pricing, and attaching backup documents, this process can and should be automated. Using SupplierLink to automatically submit your invoices into OpenInvoice eliminates double entry of that data, ensures that the correct coding and pricing is chosen every time, and automatically attaches backup documents. Not only will you save time and minimize errors, you also get the benefits of SupplierLink's enhanced visibility with our configurable dashboard and our DSO widget. For many reasons, automation is hands down the best way to submit your invoices to your customer, and SupplierLink can do that for you. So let's take a look at the latest version of SupplierLink. We'll have a look at the tool, and then we'll review our newest features.
Hi, I'm Nicole Miles, and today I'll show you some of the great features available in SupplierLink. We'll begin on the new customizable dashboard available exclusively to SupplierLink users. Select the SupplierLink icon from the main menu and click Import Invoices. Use the Date From and Date To calendar icon to narrow down the date range of the invoices you would like to upload. The Customer dropdown defaults to all customers. Use the dropdown if you would like to get invoices for a single customer. Use the Invoice Number field if you would like to upload a single invoice. Once you have selected your parameters, click the Get Invoices button. SupplierLink will search for invoices in your QuickBooks accounting system that match your selected parameters. Invoices that meet your search parameters are displayed. Review the Attachments column to ensure you have included attachments in QuickBooks. If you see a 0 in the attachments column, we recommend you add your attachments in QuickBooks and re-import your invoices before proceeding. Validation errors and warnings are displayed at the top of the page. Errors that must be corrected are in red, and warnings are in yellow. Read validation errors carefully and make the appropriate changes. In this case, my first 3 invoices for training demo buyer were imported using a customer code in my configuration, so the customer site and customer department populate automatically. For these invoices, I must select my supplier site. You can click the Copy button to copy the site to the remaining invoices for this customer. Your supplier site may populate automatically if there is only one option. For my last invoice to Marmot Construction, I did not use a customer code in my file. Therefore, I am required to select a customer site and customer department, in addition to the supplier site. Once you have made your selections, click the Validate button to confirm. Additional validation errors or warnings may be displayed. In this case, my first 3 invoices for training demo buyer validate successfully and have attachments. My QuickBooks invoice and configuration settings included the data required for this customer. Therefore, the invoices are ready to send. Select the checkbox next to the invoices you would like to send and click the Submit to Customer button. My final invoice for Marmot Construction requires additional data that I can manually add in SupplierLink. In this case, my buyer has provided me with a price book that I will select from the dropdown. To review or edit the line items on an invoice, click on the invoice number. If you would like to apply an early pay program to this invoice, type the discount percent in the EP discount percent field and select the early pay program from the search results. Select the EP eligible checkbox next to the line items that are eligible for the early pay discount. If applicable, you can use the Copy button to apply the checkbox to all line items. Because my QuickBooks invoice does not include units, it is important to manually enter the units that match the price book so the invoice is compliant. You can also add customer-specific information to your line items. I will add the AFE number provided by my customer. If the value is the same for all line items, you may click the Copy button. Click Validate to confirm your changes. My invoice validates successfully. However, I do not have a scanned copy of the signed field ticket in QuickBooks, and my customer requires that I include all supporting documentation with the invoice. I will click the Save and Open Invoice button to save the invoice. Please note, once an invoice is saved in Open Invoice, it cannot be re-imported using SupplierLink. Click Yes, Save and Open Invoice. The invoice is saved in your Unsubmitted Invoices folder and has not been sent to your customer. You may click the Take Me There button to navigate to the saved invoice, or you may select the invoice icon in the main menu and click Unsubmitted Invoices to access all saved invoices. Another valuable feature in SupplierLink is the ability to easily reference an approved ticket from OpenTicket during the invoice upload process. When editing the line items on an uploaded invoice, enter the approved ticket number in the ticket field and select the ticket from the search results. Enter the ticket line number in the ticket line field. Once both fields have been entered, the associated coding from the approved ticket is automatically applied to your line item. Finally, we have heard from suppliers who import their invoices using a file that managing attachments can be a challenge. To make this process both faster and easier, we have introduced attachment management. Upload your invoice file to SupplierLink. Click the Upload Attachments button. Drag and drop your files, or click the Browse button and select the files you would like to upload. Attachment files and their matching invoices are listed. Review the file names and the matching invoices in the invoice column. If a match is incorrect, click the Delete icon to delete a single file or click Reset to start over. If the matches are correct, click the Upload and Link button. In this case, I am still waiting on signed documentation for some of my uploaded invoices, so I plan to save them in Open Invoice. I will click Yes, I am sure to continue. If this is a mistake, you may click No, let me review again. Attachments are automatically added to their corresponding invoices in SupplierLink. 8 of my invoices have attachments and 2 are waiting on signed documentation from the customer. Invoices without attachments can be saved in OpenInvoice to be submitted later. You may proceed with the submission process for invoices with attachments. In closing, we've shown you how to upload and send invoices from QuickBooks, reference and approve ticket from OpenTicket, and quickly manage attachments in a few easy steps.
As you've seen, SupplierLink is user-friendly and can save you hours of time by uploading your tickets and invoices in bulk. I now want to highlight some of the best features we have added this year. The first is shared templates. Many of you have had questions related to setup and configuration. That process is now much faster with shared templates. You will configure a template for each new customer before submitting your first invoice. Then, simply share that template with the rest of your team. This feature also gives you consistency in the data that is included on your invoice, which will reduce errors and your customers will appreciate. Our next feature is that we now support custom fields. It is becoming common that buyers will create custom fields on their invoice template and require you to populate those fields. You can now make your customers' custom fields part of your template and populate those custom fields using SupplierLink. And again, this is a feature that will save your company time and reduce errors by not having to edit each invoice individually. Next, if you haven't heard already, we now have field ticket support in SupplierLink. You can use SupplierLink to import field ticket data directly from your accounting system or from an Excel file. Or, if you prefer, you can export the approved tickets directly to your accounting system as well. This gives you flexibility to choose the workflow that works best for your company. Using either method, you will save time by not entering the same data in multiple places. Another time-saving feature we've added is bulk attachments. Whether you're required to include a copy of your invoice, field ticket support, disposal ticket, or any other supporting document, scanning and attaching each one individually is a terrible use of time. With SupplierLink, you can now include attachments automatically from your accounting system or use the drag and drop feature to attach multiple files at once. And our latest feature is the introduction of Auto Flip. This enables the SupplierLink application to automatically flip your approved field tickets into an invoice, saving you the time of manually doing that step. You have the option of saving the invoice for your review or submitting it to the customer automatically. With this new feature, users can import field tickets and never touch them a second time, allowing the application to automatically create and submit the invoice to your customer if you choose to do so. Let's wrap up with a few key takeaways. Manual tasks and inefficient processes are bad for business. Issues include delayed approval times, errors, and slow payments. Automation is the answer, and SupplierLink automates the submission of your invoices and now field tickets from your accounting system into OpenInvoice, saving you time and getting you paid faster. I want to emphasize how widely applicable this tool is. If you're spending any amount of time manually entering tickets and invoices into OpenInvoice, SupplierLink is a value for you. It's very affordable, and we have a team in place to help you get it set up. I would encourage all of you to talk to one of our product experts and learn more about why this tool is a must-have for most suppliers. Thank you all for attending this session, and now we'll take some questions.
All right, we've got some questions coming in from the audience now. The first one is, does SupplierLink work with any accounting system? Yes, it does. In the demo that you saw, it was connected to a version of QuickBooks, but we've got clients that are using it with NetSuite, D365, you name it. So the way that works and the way we're able to work with multiple accounting systems is through a mapping process. And so what we do is we take a report that comes out of your accounting system, whatever it may be, that contains the details that you want to include on the ticket or the invoice. And then we go through and map those columns from your report to the appropriate field in Open Invoice, and we save that template. And that allows you to run that report periodically, whether it's daily or weekly, and then you can import that, and it's already mapped, it knows where to put the data, and it creates the invoices and tickets for you. And I've got a second question here. Do I need to install any software to use SupplierLink? In most cases, no, you do not. It's web-based. It's built into Open Invoice. And so when you subscribe to SupplierLink, you get a new menu item within Open Invoice. You will access it there. You will do all your configuration settings there, and that's where you'll actually import the data. The only exception is if you are a QuickBooks desktop user. We actually have a connector that installs on the server where QuickBooks is running. And we do that so that we can pull the data locally from your QuickBooks database. And then you're able to stream that into SupplierLink. So from that point forward, you're still working inside the web browser. And another question here, how do I sign up for a SupplierLink subscription? Great question. The easiest way is to send an email to orderdesk@enverus.com. That will get you linked up to one of our account executives who will reach out. We can set up a demonstration. We can walk you through how it will work with your specific accounting system. And we can talk about which tier. We've got 4 different tiers for the product that include different features, from reporting to API access, bulk attachment handling. So we can help you figure out which tier is right for your company and show you exactly how that would work with your accounting system. All right, any other questions out there? Here's one. For B2B suppliers, what is your suggestion on how to tie a ticket auto-flipped to a supplier invoice created in their ERP system? All right, good question. So let's break that down. B2B suppliers is going to be someone that's got a integration in place. They've already got an API integration. They're streaming data from their accounting system into Open Invoice. How do you link that to the tickets that get auto-flipped? There is a ticket number reference in the API record that you would use to create that invoice. So what you'll do is you'll modify your integration so that you're referencing the ticket numbers. As long as you're referencing those ticket numbers, it will properly attach them to the invoice that gets created. Right. Next question is, what kind of features are currently being worked on for future versions and updates of SupplierLink? Second part to that, what kind of feedback do current users have so far for features that they would like to see? So where we're focusing for the remainder of this year on SupplierLink is in additional support for field tickets. So earlier this year, we launched support for field tickets in addition to invoices. So now not only can you import your invoice data from your accounting system, you can also import field ticket data. And that may be coming from your accounting system. It may be coming from an ERP. It may be coming from a digital ticket application like OSS. In any case, you're now able to import that data in bulk into Open Ticket for those customers that approve tickets. What we're working on for the remainder of the year is to support additional ticket types. So when you get into labor, equipment, materials ticket types, or custom ticket types. If your buyer has custom fields, we recently launched support for custom fields, but we're going to continue down that path of supporting all the different variations of a field ticket and all the different parts of a field ticket that your buyer might want you to include. We're also working on reporting. So we're getting a lot of feedback from suppliers that are sending a lot of volume of tickets into SupplierLink. That they'd like to be able to see reports on that data, right? So I'm passing all my tickets and my invoices in through SupplierLink. I want to be able to report on it. I want to be able to see dashboards. I want to be able to build my own reports. So we're working on an initiative to build out not only reports that are accessible within Open Invoice so that you can go run those and have those automatically delivered to your email box, but also building out an API so that you can connect some common reporting tools. Whether your company uses Spotfire or Power BI or Tableau or whatever your reporting tool of choice is, you'll be able to connect that to these APIs and then pull ticket data, invoice data, all that information back and build your own custom reports if that's something you want to do. So in short, additional support for field tickets as well as enhancements for reporting. All right, if we have no other questions at this time, thank you all for joining, and everybody enjoy the rest of your Spark today.